Hi
Hi
again.
again.
I don't know what's the issue.
I hope it works.
So,
Okay, hopefully it works.
let me introduce you. जो भी
Yes,
अभी न्यू
good
ज्वाइन
start.
हुए हैं, so she is Sanchi Sehgal. She is founder of Ozone Signature. क्योंकि हमने दोबारा लाइव स्टार्ट करा है, इसलिए let me introduce you first. So Sanchi, so I was saying कि tell us about your brand, like what thought comes कि चलो Ozone Signature start करते हैं and all.
Right, so like I was telling you, Bharti, so Ozone Signature comes from Ozone Pharmaceuticals Limited, which is a 32-year-old pharmaceutical company. So, we first and foremost, we make prescription medicine, that is, for diseases and how to treat them. And, these are products these are medicines that are prescribed by doctors, right?
Okay.
So, since we had that infrastructure, we had, we actually I think when we do skincare these days, and there's just so much noise in the market, itne sare options available hai, and there's so many things going on. And I 100% agree that skincare is self-care. It's very therapeutic. It's a very good wind me down. But when we do care for our skin these days, I think we tend to overlook the most important fact that the skin is actually a very intelligent organ, right? Like so.
Right.
It's the only and one of the only organs that we can touch. So sometimes we tend to overdo it. So when we started Ozone Signature, we started we focused on skin concerns. So actually skin problems and how to treat them. It will only happen when you give the skin the respect that it deserves as an organ. So understanding the skin has its own repair, maintenance. It actually doesn't need anything that we're putting on our skin, what we're trying to achieve from it. And it's able to actually achieve all of these things on its own because it's a self-sustainable, intuitive, and intelligent organ. So that was the main basis of starting Ozone Signature, treating skin concerns, targeting skin concerns, and while treating skin as an organ. And, since we had that pharmaceutical infrastructure, we have the research, we have the development capabilities, we were able to make intelligent skincare that works, and, something that is kind to the skin, as well as it supports the skin's own functions of healing and renewing itself.
So, could you please tell me how Ozone Signature is different from other brands? Like, you already know कि there are so many skincare brands in the market, right?
Yeah.
इतने सारे आ गए कि you can't even count.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, see, one of the main reasons, like I said, is the pharmaceutical background that we come from, right? And when there is a skin concern, we're able to treat it like any other disease. Actually understanding, अगर हम किसी चीज को target करें, if we're trying to solve a skin concern like acne or pigmentation, it's very important for us to understand why it happens, where it's coming from, and how to treat it, rather than just thinking that okay, put this on and this will treat itself. So it's extremely backed by a scientific approach, and it comes from a very deep understanding of what the skin actually is.
So yeah, basically you want to say कि जो market में या जो लोग होते हैं वो they just see कि dark spots और pigmentation है तो कोई भी cream या product लेके लगा रहे हैं, but Ozone Signature basically research करता है कि वो किस वजह से हुआ and all, then they make products and all, right?
See, at the end of the day, anything that we put on the skin, anything that comes in a bottle, it's not magic. It's all based on ingredients. It's all based on,
exactly.
It's based on what the mode of action of those ingredients is on your skin. So, we do precisely that. We actually, we maintain our loyalty to the skin itself as an organ.
You target the primary factor of the conditions, na? Like what they cause. Yeah, that is too good because वही मैटर करता है. प्राइमरी कंसर्न्स अगर आपके ठीक नहीं होंगे तो आप कुछ भी करोगे, कुछ भी अप्लाई करोगे तो वो कुछ मैटर नहीं करेगा. तो आई थॉट कि आपकी न्यू या पिगमेंटेशन से रिलेटेड कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स लॉन्च हुए हैं अभी, राइट? सो कुड यू प्लीज टेल अस कि व्हाई पिगमेंटेशन कॉज, लाइक क्या इश्यूज होते हैं? हाँ जी.
Pigmentation is actually a very good example, like just the skin concern itself. I think India made so prevalent, hum sabke, because we do have a lot of environmental stressors, we do have a lot of, sun damage as well over here. So it's a very common concern in India itself. And pigmentation itself is a very interesting example of, the skin's mechanisms. It's a very interesting, it's a very interesting exhibition of it all. Especially because, first we have to understand what pigmentation actually is. So pigmentation is, we all have pigment inside. Anything that gives us skin or our hair or our eyes, it's dark color. It's this pigment called melanin, which is present in the body, and in each and every cell. And that melanin, the melanocyte is producing this melanin as a defense mechanism. So again, it's a good example of how when when the skin is, jab usko skin ko zarurat padti hai, ya fir the skin is threatened by any external factors, it pushes out its most its most durable and most dependable defense mechanism, which is melanin itself. So now, like, pigmentation is actually it's formed when, for example, when there's any external irritant, like a wound, जब हमें चोट लग जाती है, या फिर if we're out in the sun for a very long time, and without SPF, without proper protection, so that the skin immediately gets the signal that, okay, I'm threatened at this moment, I need to defend myself. And that's when that melanin is produced, and the melanin is then deposited on the surface of the skin, jahan pe we see those dark patches and just any irregularities. So that is essentially what the skin's defense mechanism is. So again, pigmentation is something that is extremely solvable as well. But again, solvable, but it really does need a lot of prevention as well, because it is the skin's reaction to something.
Yeah, so अभी काफी सारे लोगों ने ज्वाइन कर लिया. They are saying hi to you and me. So if guys, अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन है मुझसे या फिर साची से, you can ask related to skin care. Hello, hi everyone. Yeah. So Sachi, could you please tell me कि what is the primary factor, like कि pigmentation क्यों होता है? वो तो मतलब like अगर आप protection नहीं करते हो अपनी skin की तो हो जाता है, but इसे solve होने में like कितना time लगता है? Yes, please ask me question. एक question आने वाला है तो I'll tell you. Like I guess it will take आप I guess मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कोई भी आप चीज follow कर रहे हो तो आपको 3 weeks at least follow करना चाहिए to solve that issue, right?
Yeah. See, that really depends on skin to skin. It depends on person to person कि आपका what कितना problem कितना ज़्यादा पुराना है, या फिर how what is the cause of that problem itself. But I would say there are a few things that we always recommend, that just to maintain a healthy skin, especially prevent it from something like pigmentation, is of course, number one is using an appropriate amount of sunscreen. So sunscreen is of course very, very important, and
very important.
If you are going to spend a lot of time in the sun, there's nothing wrong with it. We shouldn't really be afraid of the sun. That the sun is beneficial to us in so many ways. So don't be afraid of it, but practicing healthy sun protection, that is something very important, and that is something that can prevent pigmentation to a large extent. And secondly, what I would say is, just being overall kind to your skin. Now, for example, if we have an acne breakout, or if we have a wound, if we get hurt, or if there's any irregularity in the skin, not picking on it immediately.
Yeah.
Basically, be patient with it. So the moment we pick on our acne, the skin goes in emergency mode. Like, it goes
right.
Oh my God, there's a gap in the skin and I have to fill it up as soon as possible. And that is why acne scars or post-inflammatory pigmentation is formed, because it's just because you've shocked the skin and the skin is defending itself. And just to prevent that as well, I would just say being overall kind to your skin and using gentler products in terms of treating your acne or wounds, etc. And thirdly, I would also say, like we said, there's so many options in the market these days, and I think people we sort of overdo skincare to a large extent. So just refraining from that as well, because these exfoliating acids, there's nothing wrong with them. They're very good for skin, but again, it increases your chance of having pigmentation or having sun damage in general. So
if
just
you do over,
moderate.
they cause.
Yeah,
So
everything is
Rashi is
moderate.
asking. So Rashi is asking ki which serum should she use if she has pigmentation.
Right. So, from Ozone Signature, we have two excellent serums for pigmentation. I have them with me right now. One is the serum Tran-Az. This is 3% tranexamic acid and 2% azelaic acid. Now, this is something that, it's very, very refreshingly easy to include in your skincare routine. Number one is pigmentation, because pigmentation is a surface problem. Like, right, it's on the surface. So, exfoliating is a large part of treating pigmentation. But tranexamic acid is not an exfoliating acid. So, कोई भी इसको use कर सकता है. You don't need a certain, even the most sensitive skin types can use it, because it's a very friendly ingredient. It's not exfoliating. Yeah, so it's not an exfoliating acid, but what it does is, like I said, melanin is produced and it collects on the surface of the skin. So what it does is it blocks that passageway for the melanin to come to the surface of the skin. And in turn, even the melanocytes get the signal that I don't need to produce more melanin. So it both works for treating pigmentation as well as preventing it as well, because some of us were just more prone for pigmentation anyway. So this is a serum Tran-Az, which is 3% tranexamic acid and 2% azelaic acid. And then we have our Kumkumadi Thylam, which is a very special serum. This is a classical Ayurvedic formulation. When we say classical Ayurvedic formulation, you'll see a lot of Kumkumadi Thylams in the market, right? There are so many. But because it's a classical formulation, when it's actually prepared in with Ayurvedic practices, is when its true effect actually comes. So Kumkumadi Thylam is a night serum again. So it's Kumkumadi means saffron. Kumkum is saffron in Sanskrit. You can see in the color itself, like it just uses of saffron. So because it's the primary ingredient as well. So what this does is saffron works as again a melanin inhibitor. So it stops the production of melanin, as well as it has goat's milk. So we know goat's milk is a form of lactic acid as well. So that helps in exfoliating the damage that is already caused. Again, not in a very harsh way. So I think the combination of using serum Tran-Az in the morning and
this in the night
at night is the ideal way to treat pigmentation.
Okay, so Art Feeling is asking how many times should we wash our face? I guess 2 times is best. मतलब 2 बारी से ज़्यादा तो I don't think कि face wash करना चाहिए, because ज़्यादा dry हो जाती है otherwise skin, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, see, if you need to, of course, wash your face as much as you want. But on a daily routine, I think one at night is extremely, extremely important. Because that is when the skin is healing. Night is when the whole body goes into healing. So that's why our parents always tell us to sleep on time, wake up on time, because that's when most of the repair and maintenance of the body takes place. So at night for sure, and if you have oily skin, if you have acne prone skin, then morning as well. If you have dry skin, then you can just do a water rinse as well.
Yeah, and Trisha is asking, I want to know why teenage में we go through lot of skincare problems. Teenage में उन्हें क्यों होती है problems?
Well, see, that is a time when our body is going through a lot of changes as well. See, skin is the outermost layer of our body almost, right? So anything that's happening inside the body will eventually reflect, on the surface of the skin. So or sometimes, you know, that is the first indication as well. Like what happens to me is if I eat a lot of sugar, and I love sugar, I love chocolate, and when I eat a lot of sugar, I tend to break out. I tend to have, you know, acne as well, and that's my body telling me that okay, go slow on the sugar. But yeah, see, it's a natural process as well, and sometimes I think we have to embrace our skin concerns as well. A little bit acne, a little bit pores, a little bit pigmentation is completely okay, as long as you're doing, you know, as long as you're having fun in your own skin. I think that's the most important part.
And I guess teenage is the age जहाँ पे skin problems is very common, क्योंकि उसमें काफी सारे changes आते हैं आपकी body में भी, so due to that I guess skin problems होती है. And one of our followers asking, why do we need what we need if we have patchy skin? What we need to do if you have patchy skin? Yeah, like patchy I guess, what patchy I guess थोड़े से white and all जो face पे patchy से हो जाते हैं.
So see, there's two kinds of patchy skin when we talk about. You know, one thing is patchy skin where your skin is not even toned, like, you know, like how there's a chaiya pad jati hai, you know, if your skin is not even toned. The second is, you know, which we've actually discussed right now, which is pigmentation. The second is when your skin is dehydrated. So, you know, you have patches of dry skin. Now, it's important to understand that even oily skin can be dehydrated, right? So, hydration and dry skin are two different things. Dry skin is a skin type. Dehydration is a skin condition. So dehydration matlab, you know, your skin needs more water. So I think, you know, including a toner, something, I know Ozone Signature makes a really good gulab gel, which I personally love in the summer because, you know, it's so refreshing, and I use it before every step of my skincare. So after face wash, before the serum, after the serum, before the moisturizer. So, you know, that is essentially packing hydration into the skin. So I would recommend for patchy skin, you know, maybe including a very hydrating toner and rose water. Nothing better than pure.
Rose water is the best you can try, क्योंकि उससे कुछ अगर आपकी sensitive skin है, dry है, oily है, कुछ भी है, everyone use ना rose water.
Yeah.
So एक question और था, please wait, वो खो गया. Okay, हमें चेतना want to ask कि हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि हमें oily skin है या dry? This is a very common question. So basically, oily and dry skin, just wash your face and don't apply anything, like no serum, no moisturizer, and just wait for 5 minutes. अगर आपकी skin बहुत ज़्यादा dry feel कर रही है, that means you have dry skin. And if आपके face पे oil आ जा रहा है, like here, that means you have oily skin, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So just wash your face and, you know, wait for a few hours, I would say.
2 minutes.
I always say, you know, when you're doing skincare and you think कि कुछ काम नहीं कर रहा, मैं सब कुछ try करती हूँ, but nothing is working, go back to the basics and actually see. That is when your skin will actually talk to you and tell you what it needs.
Yeah, there are many people जो काफी कहते हैं कि स्किन केयर करने के बाद कुछ काम तो करता नहीं है. Maybe because of that कि आप सही प्रोडक्ट यूज नहीं कर रहे हो, अपने स्किन टाइप के अकॉर्डिंग प्रोडक्ट्स यूज नहीं कर रहे हो. सो फर्स्ट नो योर स्किन टाइप, फिर उसके बाद कोई भी प्रोडक्ट लगाना चालू करो. बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हो गए. आई नीड टू चेक. आई एम सॉरी गाइज, मैं बातों में लग गई थी, मुझे ध्यान नहीं रहा. ओके, व्हाट इज प्राइस फॉर दैट सीरम? यू कैन चेक ओजोन सिग्नेचर की वेबसाइट पर, आपको सारे प्राइजेस एंड सब कुछ दिख जाएगा. इफ यू वांट तो मैं आई विल सेंड यू द लिंक आल्सो आफ्टर लाइव, जस्ट डीएम मी. एक मिनट, मैं काफी स्क्रॉल कर दी थी, जस्ट वेट फॉर 2 मिनट्स. ओके, आपकी स्किन इतनी ग्लो कैसे कर रही है, ये जानना चाहते हैं लोग.
Partly makeup also. Second is, of course, I have oily skin and I embrace it. I think glowing skin is actually secretly a little bit oily skin. So I always focus on not over drying my skin in terms to keep that glow, to keep the dew on. And of course, I have Kumkumadi Thailand for everything else.
Okay, so the reason is Kumkumadi Thailand.
Yes.
Should I use this serum in the morning or in the night? आपको कुमकुमादी थाइलम नाइट में यूज करना है. दैट सेकंड वन क्या नाम था उसका, वो मॉर्निंग में. या दिस वन इज पर्पल वन इज इन द मॉर्निंग एंड कुमकुमादी थाइलम इन द नाइट. Don't you reply our messages? I'm trying to reply all the messages. There are so many questions. So how to remove dark circles? यार ये तो मुझे खुद प्रॉब्लम है. मैं खुद ट्राई कर रही हूँ डार्क सर्कल्स के लिए. बट साची प्लीज टेल मी, मुझे भी बताओ डार्क सर्कल्स कैसे रिमूव करें.
Dark circles is, I think, one of the most difficult skin concerns to reverse.
Yeah.
But you know, we can always stop the process where it is. Again, I think you know, blood circulation is one of the primary reasons for dark circles. It could be hereditary, but it also could be internal as well. So you know, we have a great serum at Ozone Signature. It's called Kanaka Tela, and Kanaka Tela is
could you please repeat the name?
Kanaka Tela, yes.
Okay.
So it works on, so it has very cooling herbs, you know, it has lotus, it has beauty berry. So, you know, these are herbs that are naturally born in water. So they're very, you know, they work as blood purifiers almost, and they work to clear microcirculation. So, you know, microcirculation around the blood vessels of the eyes, and that really tends to brighten up the area as well and delays dark circles for a very long time. So for anyone who has dark circles, I would highly recommend using Kanaka Tela.
I am going to try that serum for sure because I have so many dark circles. और guys, रात में लेट सोना कम कर दो तो अपने आप कम हो जाएंगे थोड़े से. Right? Because this is the main reason, I guess. Teenage में लोग लेट सोते हैं, so हो जाते हैं dark circles. That is common. So if आप ज़्यादा पानी वानी भी पियोगे और थोड़ा सा सीरम और स्किन केयर कर लोगे तो dark circles cover किया जा सकता है.
Yes.
Okay guys, और questions है तो जल्दी जल्दी पूछ लो because we are going to end this session now. Right?
Yes. It was very nice interacting with you, Bharti. I love your content.
Same.
And
thank you so much. I just love the way you are talking.
Oh, thank you.
You are so sweet.
Sweet.
Okay guys, if all questions है तो we are here for 5 minutes more. आप जल्दी से पूछ लो, then we are leaving. If you remove your dark circles, use which what I can't understand what you want to say.
So for dark circles,
if you remove your dark circles and use vanish face wash. Sorry, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. How to remove acne? How to remove acne? So stop picking your pimples first.
Yeah, that is number one. Second is, you know, when it happens, just treating it with kindness. Again, that is important.
Yeah.
So, you know, just ensuring that, you know, number one is that you always sleep with a clean face, you know, because that is, you know, creating an environment on the skin where acne causing bacteria is not surviving, basically. So don't over dry your skin. Don't, you know, I think people who are acne prone, people who are oily or acne prone, they tend to go on the, you know, they tend to over dry. कि अच्छा मेरी skin oily है तो फिर, you know, I want सब कुछ oil free, some, you know, something that takes away all the oil or something that dries out the skin. So I don't think that's a very sustainable and a long-term solution. Again, you know, there's a lot that, you know, there's a lot of factors that contribute to acne as well. So first, understanding what it exactly is, what exactly the problem is, and solving it accordingly.
How much sunscreen should we use? So you have to follow 2 or 3 finger rule because आपके जितने भी exposed area है वहाँ पे आपको sunscreen लगाना बहुत ज़्यादा important होता है. Like your face, neck, hand, foot, and apply your sunscreen after every 2 or 3 hours. I know this is a bit difficult, but you have to follow this rule.
Yes, see, for every exposed area, so, you know, for your face, neck, and your ears, what fingers worth, I think that is a good measurement. And of course, you know, if you're using it on one arm, again, use 3 finger worths as well. And
yes, so which which serum should we use if you have dull skin? So I guess pigmentation wala serum jo Kumkumadi Thailand you can use for dull skin, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Ozone
It works to
Signature
brighten up.
Kumkumadi Thailand.
Yes, it works to brighten up the skin. It works to tighten the pores as well, and so it's quite. It works on skin health in general. You know, that is the most important.
And the best thing ki that is suitable for all skin type. If you have acne prone, sensitive, oily, dry, so everyone can use that.
Yes, everyone can use it.
Okay, there are so many questions. मैं समझ नहीं पा रही किसका put करूँ. Which sunscreen is best? Which serum is best? How to remove pimple? There are so many questions. Guys, इतने questions कहाँ से लाते हो?
That's okay, because we always have next time.
How to remove suntan? Apply sunscreen as much as you can and do scrub weekly. इसी से suntan remove हो सकता है because suntan remove होने में I guess काफी time लगता है because I'm telling you my experience. मैं गोवा गई थी, मुझे 3 महीने लगे थे अपना वो suntan remove करने में. I guess 3 months से भी ज्यादा लगा था. तो all you can do is just protect your skin with sunscreen, scrub and all करो तभी suntan remove हो सकता है. Otherwise तो ऐसा कोई उपाय नहीं है.
Tanning is also a form of pigmentation. Again, it's melanin production. So practicing safe sun exposure as well as, you know, post sun care also helps.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to end this session now. It was nice talking to you, Sachi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me.
Likewise.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.